Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushua, B'Shem Rakakodash, Shalom to the 144,000, and the rest of you elect out there, Shalom to you all. I'm going to entitle this video, Jeremiah 8, verse 1, actually 8, verse 1 and 2. They know who we are based upon our history. In other words, they dug up our history, so they know who we are. So let me go ahead and read this. Jeremiah 8 verse 1. At that time saith Yahweh, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah and the princes of his, and the bones of his princes, and the bones of the priests, Levites, and the bones of the prophets, which could be of any of the 12 tribes, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, which is Judah, out of their graves, and they shall spread them. That they are the archaeologists, the scientists among Esau, among the elite, and they shall spread them before the sun, or their sun, and their moon, and all the hosts of heaven. I'm going to show you what that means in a minute. Their sun, their moon represents understanding, wisdom, knowledge, their technology, whom they have loved. Esau knows about us through their archaeologists, their scientists, and their historians, which some of them became biblical historians. How do you think these jakes know about the pharaohs and the artifacts found in Egypt? Is because these Edomites went and dug it up. One guy that comes to mind is what's his name? Champion. If I'm saying his name right, I forget his first name. Francis Champion, I believe you pronounce it. I'll look it up. I got it in a book. I have a book dealing with archaeological digs. And really, the French started that. The Edomites in America came with that after the fact. It was the French that came up with that whole concept of digging up certain things. So when you go to like certain museums and you see a exhibit of the ancient Egyptians, Esau dug all that stuff up. So they know about the Egyptians. They know about the pharaohs. They understand the ancient hieroglyphic language or writings, because you have what was called the Rosetta Stone, which had the I hope I'm saying this right, demontic, or close to that. I think I said it right. Demontic tongue, the hieroglyphs, and the Greek. So you have something written in 3 different languages, right? You have in an ancient language, you have a modern form of that ancient language, which would be demonic, and then you have the Greek. So so Esau knows the Greek, so they were able to decipher the hieroglyphs through the Rosetta Stone. Okay. So not only did they dig up the tombs of Egypt and got the information on the pharaohs, dug up the pharaohs and the pyramids, and deciphered what the pyramids is all about, and the sun god and Ra and so forth, even the way they dress. So you mean to tell me they didn't do it for the Israelites? They found out that the Ark of the Covenant exists over in the mountain, the Mount Ararat in Turkey, because they had scientists go over there and find and they found out through their science that wood, there was a shape of the ark embedded in the mount, and they did testing, whether you call it carbon 16 or whatever you call it, carbon dating, and they said it goes back so many thousands of years, and it was in fact gopher wood. So they did more digging, digged up the Israelites. They know that the Israelites, King David, King Solomon, the Israelite warriors, the Israelite men, women, They know that they are the so-called Negroes, African Americans. So it says here, and whom they have sought. So everything they do, they deal with science, their science, and they deal with mediums and warlocks, witches, whatever you want to call them, right? That's in Isaiah chapter 47, verse 10 on down, that they trusted in the left-hand side knowledge and technology, and whom they have worshipped. So they don't have an answer, they'll go to the left-hand side. That's the spiritual realm on the left-hand side for answers. They shall not be gathered, nor be buried. The Israelites shall not be buried. In other words, they shall be for dung upon the face of the earth. Now, a precept that comes directly to mind is Revelation chapter 11. Their dead bodies shall not be buried. Not so many words. Meaning they're going to be out there. You're going to see Israelites, but you're not going to know that they're Israelites. They will not reckon among the people. So now it says, and they shall spread them, they shall dig up the bodies of Israel, and they shall spread them before the sun, the moon, and all the hosts of heaven. Let me go to Deuteronomy 4:17, if I'm not mistaken. Deuteronomy 4. Let's see if I'm correct. 17. So when they pretend, oh, you're not the people, the elite know exactly who we are. That's why you had certain men that encountered alien spaceships, and they said the people that came out of the beings that came out of them were African American, 7 foot to 9. Some said 7 foot, others say 9, 10 feet tall. So wait a minute. If angels came out of if beings or aliens came out of ships and they look like African Americans, y'all better back up off the so-called African Americans. The elite know that we're the people, but not once, and this is not going to happen. Once the scientists and the historians and the archaeologists and the elite of this society, once they come out and say, you know what, we found out who the Israelites are, they're the Negroes, West End people of North, Central, South America. Guess what? Jake is going to start wanting to learn more because the Esau said it. Okay, so here we go. Give me a second. Okay, 19 verse. Unless thou lift up likewise beasts of earth, likewise things in the ground. Don't worship none of these things, right? And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven. What's up in heaven? The sun, the moon, and the stars. What did we read in Jeremiah 8? The sun, the moon, and the stars, and the hosts of heaven. And when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven should be driven to what? Worship them. Esau does not worship the Heavenly Father. He worships the left-hand side. The super elite worship the spiritual demon Satan. They get their answers from the left-hand side. Through what? The sun, the moon, and the hosts of the heavens. To worship them. Why would you worship them? Because they give you answers. And serve them, which Yahweh, the Most High, have divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. Meaning, anywhere you go on the planet Earth, you look up, you're going to see the sun, you're going to see the moon, you're going to see the stars. So, Moses is talking to Israel concerning this. But this is what Esau did. He said, it was given to Israel, do not worship the sun, the moon, and the stars. It speaks about being an enchanter, a soothsayer, a necromancer, right? Necromancer meaning you attempt to make contact with the dead. You call on spirits. That's what Saul did. Saul banished the witches. He said, if we catch a witch, the Lord says put them to death. They put them to death. They left, right? So he looked out for a witch to go and raise up the prophet Samuel. And the witch of Endor, the spirit opened up their eyes and said, "You Saul," because he disguised himself. So the demon said, "You know that's Saul, right? That's that nigga Saul." Now, like I said, she was hiding. She went underground as a witch. So, because she didn't want to get put to death by the order of King Saul, but King Saul wound up consulting an actual witch, and she did actually raise up the prophet Samuel. Oh, it was a demon that was no. She did actually summon up a wicked spirit, a warlock, a witch that we call him, suffer not a witch to live. She had the power to summon up the spirit of the prophet Samuel. So Samuel actually came up and spoke to Saul saw the ghost of Samuel. He was able to hear Samuel speak. And he said, "You're going to die tomorrow. When you go to war, you're going to die. You're going to be with me." Meaning that he ain't going to go to hell. There's only one place to go. Everybody goes to the same place. So this is Moses, the Most High telling Moses to tell the children of Israel, this is part of the laws. Don't worship. So don't become a witch. Don't become a necro. Don't get involved in necromancy, if I'm saying that right. Don't become a medium. Right? So let me come on back. Well, I don't need to come on back. So this is what I'm going to do. So Esau relies on the left-hand side and his technology. He's tapping into the technology of Palantir, Gideon, which was set up, which we're gonna eventually work with Palantir to so if people commit a crime, they can catch the person, they can track them down. Ultimately, the chip is really witchcraft. It's part of the witchcraft of this devil and his technology, his magic, right? So now I'm going to show you that Esau knows exactly who we are, because just like he dug up the tombs of the pharaohs, and Esau knows that they're tall black men. He also knows that the Israelites were people of color. And here's the proof. Give me a second here. Let me see. Give me a second here. Okay. Where are we? Can I find it? Can I not find it? Here we go. Shalom, this is the book that we were talking about. Let me flip it over. Harper's Bible. And it was the Apostle Gabar that had went to that when he saw the book. He said, "This is a bad book." Harper's Bible Dictionary. I think this was published in 1986, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to look at the front page. But here, right here, you see, the Apostle Gabar said it looked like, the land looked like a piece of Swiss cheese. There were so many holes in it. So it says here, archaeological sites in Israel and Jordan. So anytime you see that little red, let me get me right there. That red dot is right here. Archaeological site. Red dot. Archaeological sites in Israel and Jordan. archaeological sites in Israel, the land of Israel, and in Jordan. Principal excavated sites. I can't see that. You gotta move your finger when I press play again. City sites or mounds. So they did a lot of digging, so they know who we are. Right there, Tyree. Right there. In Israel and Jordan. Now you hear about Lebanon and Syria, right? That's part of our land, Lebanon and Syria. Because Moses saw as far as Lebanon, and he even tells you that in the scriptures. So the Lebanon are not the land of the Lebanese, they're the land, the Israelites own that land, Syria. So you see all them red dots? These are all archaeological digs. So they know exactly who we are. They know what color our color. This is where our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach started a starting point for his ministry. They know who Esau is. They know who Moab, Ammon is. There you go. You got Jordan. You got Jordan right there. Give me a second. Jordan's right there. Got Bethlehem is down around here. Jerusalem. You know, Bethlehem is north of Jerusalem. Just wanted to find it so I can. There's Jordan. I showed you that. Jericho. Look at that. This is the Dead Sea. Bring it back. I'm sorry, you bring it back. There's Jordan. I showed you that. Jericho. That's all Canaan. Jerusalem. Canaan. That's all the land of Canaan. All this here is the land of Canaan. We came up from the north, right? So we were way down here in below Ammon, Moab, Edom, and we were in the wilderness. So we came from the wilderness and we went northbound. And Moses tried to get in good with the king of Edom, that they may walk through the land, their highway, the royal highway. And they said, nope, you go through there, we're gonna go to war with you. And they did. But the Most High said, don't hate them. I don't care if they kill some of y'all. Don't hate them. You can hate your wife, but you can't hate an Edomite. Show you that IUIC sold out. I had my finger on. Okay, here it is right there. I hope you can see it. Is that Jerusalem? Give me a second. Check this out. Wait a minute. You saw Bethlehem. Yeah, that's Jerusalem. I hope you. Is that Jerusalem? Bethlehem. That's where the Lord was born. That was Jerusalem. Jericho. That's all the land of Canaan. You go a little further up, or rewind this back, pull it back, you got Nazareth. So he was born here, city of David, Bayath Lacham, house of bread, Bayath, house, Lacham, bread. And his ministry was up here in north in Nazareth. That's why the wicked scribes and Pharisees say, you ain't the Messiah because you was born in Nazareth. But he could have told them, nope, I was born in Bethlehem. He didn't want to tell them. Jerusalem? Give me a second. Yeah, that's Jerusalem. That's Jerusalem. And that's Bethlehem. That's Bethlehem. You see, there's a place called Herodium, named after the Herod family, because they were going, and they look, the Herod the Great and his offspring, they look like Jakes. They were tares, and they would call themselves keeping the law, statute, and commandment, which they wasn't. So that's west of the Dead Sea. So Bethlehem is also known as the city of David by Bethlehem. And Yahushua came out of that same region, Bethlehem, which, like I said, Jordan. This is Jerusalem. So they know about, they dug up the relics that David and the other people of his time. So anywhere you see a red dot, that's where they dug up. But this took years. But they're gonna tell you, oh, we don't know what color the Israelites are, the white people. No, you have the information. You have the knowledge. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Rakakodah Shalom. Okay, so you can see that. So if they did all that digging and they know exactly what the original Egyptians look like, they damn sure know what we look like, the Israelites look like. Okay? So anyway, shalom, on to the next. Truth is out there. People just don't accept it. Shalom.